Double J on the track.
Hello everyone, today we're going to cook with purpose. My name is Danielle and I will be showing you how to make yaniqueques, or better known as yaniqueques. For our dry ingredients, we are going to be using 2 cups of organic flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of kosher salt, and then a teaspoon of organic cane sugar. Our wet ingredients will be using 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil and then 3/4 cup of warm water. Alright, so let's get to it. We're going to mix all the dry ingredients. We added the salt, the cane sugar, as well as the baking powder. And for this, we'll be using our hands instead of like a whisk or a KitchenAid. Just our fingers will do. When that's all finished, we'll add the vegetable oil. Continue using our fingers to mix. And then we'll add the warm water, but we'll do that slowly. Now in the video I did state that 3/4 cups of warm water was going to be sufficient. However, I'm going to change that now to 1/2 cup of water. That will be plenty. What you're looking for is for your flour to be soaked up by the water and to have a consistency that is not too sticky nor too dry. Flour has been soaked up. Perfect. So I love that all the flour is not on the bottom of the bowl and that it's been soaked up by the water, but I think it needs to be a little bit more dry. So I'm just going to add a touch, maybe about a tablespoon of flour, just until I get the right texture that I want. And then as much as you need, just until you feel like the texture is right, which I'll show you. Alright, so after kneading it, you're going to roll it into a ball. And then from here, you will let it sit for about 10-15 minutes until it rises, just ever so slightly. Basically, what you're going to see is that if you pull on the dough, it rips apart. After it rises, you'll notice that it won't rip apart and it's just gonna just stick together. So right now, if you look at the dough, it's not too sticky, it's not too, when I'm saying sticky, I mean wet. It's not too wet, has a good consistency, very doughy, and when you stretch it, it still pulls apart, which is good, because after we let it rise, we're gonna notice that it won't pull apart, which is when you know it's ready. So it's been about 10 minutes, and while the dough was resting, I went ahead and I put 2 cups of vegetable oil in a pan, put it on medium heat, and I let it heat up, and when I hear it cracking, that's when you know it's ready. From there, I'm checking the dough out. When you pull it, and you see that it doesn't rip, that's when you know it's ready. Like before it was breaking apart, it wasn't ready, it needed to rise. So, we'll take the dough out. We're going to roll it out. I like making it look like a baguette. Because we're going to roll it into balls, and that's going to be the size of our yaniqueque. Voila. Now we're going to grab one of our balls and we're going to be rolling it out into a disc. At this point, you may want to lightly coat your counter either with oil, or you can just use a pinch of flour just in case the dough gets a little bit sticky and you don't want it sticking to your flour. I'm sorry, your rolling pin. So what I do is I roll it once, and then to keep it from sticking to the counter, I flip it. And then I roll it again. Do that again. Alright, so after rolling it, again, the thinner it is, the crispier it will be. But from there, because it will have some bubbles and airiness, I'm going to take a paring knife to keep it from making bubbles. I'm going to drop it in the hot pan. After laying this in the pan, I went ahead and I took a plate, laid some paper towel over the plate so it could soak up any extra oil. You just want it to be a golden brown, just evenly cooked on both sides. You can see the bubbles I mentioned, which is why I took the paring knife and I made slight incisions. I think it looks ready. As we finish up, I'm going to go ahead and I will be sprinkling some kosher salt. Mind you, if I have a sweet tooth, I personally add a pinch of salt and some powdered sugar. It just does me just right. And there we have it. Now that these are finished, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy these with my family. Delicious. That's right.